My mom makes me hold my breath whenever we drive past a hospital. I just found out the horrifying reason why, every single time. Didn't matter if it was a quick errand or a road trip across the state. The moment a hospital came into view, Mom would say, "Hold it," and we'd both stop breathing until the building disappeared from the mirrors. I thought it was a game when I was little, like holding your breath through tunnels or over bridges. By middle school, I realized none of my friends did this. Their parents didn't grip the steering wheel until their knuckles went white. Their parents didn't check the rearview mirror 3 times to make sure the hospital was really gone before exhaling. I asked her about it once when I was 14. Why do we do this? She kept her eyes on the road. It's just something we do. But why? Because I need to. That was the end of the conversation. I stopped asking, but I never stopped noticing. The way her jaw clenched when we approached St. Michael's downtown. The way she'd take detours to avoid driving past the Children's Hospital on 5th Street. The way she once pulled over and cried for 10 minutes after we got stuck at a red light directly in front of an emergency room entrance. Last month I turned 25. Mom threw me a birthday party at her house. After everyone left, she handed me a box wrapped in old newspaper. I've been waiting to give you this until you were ready. Inside was a journal. Faded purple cover. Pages yellowed with age. Dated entries starting from 25 years ago. The first entry was written the day I was born. She's here. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Perfect. I've never loved anything this much. I smiled and kept reading. The entries got darker fast. Day 4. Something's wrong. She won't eat. The doctors are running tests. I can't stop shaking. Day 6. They found it. A heart defect. She needs surgery. She's 6 days old and they're going to cut open her chest. I can't breathe. I literally cannot breathe. Day 8. Surgery is tomorrow. I held her for 4 hours tonight. I told her everything I want her to know in case I never get another chance. I told her about her grandmother's laugh, about the way her father proposed in the rain, about how I knew she was special the moment I saw 2 lines on that test. Day 9. She's in surgery. 5 hours now. I'm sitting in the waiting room trying to write because if I stop my hands shake too hard. The chaplain came by. I screamed at him to leave. I don't need prayers. I need my daughter to live. Day 10. She made it. She's in the NICU. Wires everywhere. A tube down her throat. But her heart is beating. Her new, fixed, beautiful heart is beating. I watched the monitor for 6 hours straight. I was afraid to blink. The entries continued for weeks. Mom lived at that hospital. She slept in a chair beside my incubator. She pumped milk every 3 hours and labeled each bottle with a date and time. She wrote down every number the nurses reported. Oxygen levels, heart rate, weight. Day 23. I drove to the store for the first time since she was born. Had to pass the hospital on the way back. I saw the building and couldn't breathe. Literally couldn't breathe. Pulled over and had a panic attack in a parking lot. I thought I was dying. Day 30. It happens every time now. Every time I see a hospital, I'm back in that waiting room. Back in that moment when I didn't know if she'd live or die. The therapist says it's PTSD. She says I need to process it. But how do I process almost losing the only thing that matters? Day 45. I tried something new today. When we drove past St. Michael's, I held my breath. Just focused on not breathing until we were past it. It helped. The panic didn't come. I don't know why it works, but it does. Day 50. She's home. She's healthy. Her scar is healing. She'll never remember any of this. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe I can carry it for both of us. The last entry was dated 6 months after I was born. I hold my breath every time we pass a hospital now. I'll probably do it forever. It's not rational, but it's the only way I can drive past those buildings without falling apart. Someday I'll tell her why. Someday when she's strong enough to know how close we came. For now, I'll just keep breathing. In and out. One hospital at a time. I closed the journal. Mom was sitting across from me, crying quietly. I didn't want you to grow up knowing you almost died. I didn't want that weight on you. But the hospitals never stopped affecting me. I couldn't hide the ritual, so I made it into a game instead. She wiped her eyes. You've been holding your breath with me for 25 years. I think you deserve to know why. I crossed the room and hugged her. I thought about every car ride, every held breath, every white-knuckled grip on the steering wheel. My mother had been fighting a war I never knew about, protecting me from a trauma I couldn't remember, carrying it alone so I could grow up light. You don't have to hold your breath alone anymore, I said. She squeezed me tighter. I never was. You were always right there beside me. That's the only reason I survived it. We still hold our breath past hospitals, but now when we exhale, we do it together. And I finally understand what we're releasing. Not superstition, not habit. 25 years of a mother's fear, breathed out one hospital at a time.